modified for the track use. I like the sense of theatre. I like the fact that you get in, that you have to put the harnesses on, clip the steering wheel into place, then fire it up, and the noise of it, and the fact that it's not a perfect car. It's not like it doesn't do everything that a modern car does. It doesn't have air conditioning, and it doesn't have, you know, Bluetooth and all of those things, but it has real character and a real soul, I guess. And I know how corny and cliched it all sounds, but that's what it does. My name is Mark Brown, and I've got a 1991 BMW E30 M3. I think the thing that makes it special is that it was a racing car first and a road car second. Knowing that it was a homologation special by BMW and not a run-of-the-mill 3 Series, and being able to feel that in the way you drive it, and the way it makes you feel as a driver. The list of modifications is extensive, I guess. The goal was always to make it more track focused than road, although it remains road legal. I do use it on the road, but I wanted a car that would be true to the ethos of the E30 M3. Styling is fantastic, and it reminds me, it's a car of my era. I remember seeing them when they were a current car, and seeing them on racetracks. The likes of Steve Soper and Joe Winkelhock, you know, they were of their time, I guess. You know, there was every manufacturer seemed to have something special on the racetrack around that era, and the E30 M3 was what did it for me, I guess. There was an event in my life that influenced, that compounded my interest in cars, I guess. I was in a bad car crash, and I broke my neck. I broke my neck, back, pelvis and legs, and I was in hospital for a long time, and it didn't look as though I might ever walk again. And cars gave me a focus. I had plans. I didn't accept that I wouldn't drive again, and I can remember thinking, well, so long as I can press the clutch pedal, because I've never been a fan of automatic cars. But I can remember thinking, as long as I can press the clutch pedal and as long as I can drive, then I can continue with cars. And that's what I've done, I guess. You know, throughout the past 10, 12 years, I focused on my car and what I wanted to do with it, and I was able to race, and that was a personal goal, a personal achievement. It was the first time that I did a sprint event after my accident, because for a long time it didn't necessarily look achievable. I started off competing in an E21. The first event I did was at Crystal Palace, and it felt like a real achievement, and it was one of those moments when I was on the start line when I literally pinched myself, because it was a dream come true. Well, the last event that I used the M3 for was at Chelsea Walsh up in Worcestershire, as part of the Retro Rides gathering, which is a show that I go to most years. And it wasn't a timed event, but it was really just a bit of fun, but it means that you get sort of several runs up the hill, which was good fun. It was nice to, you know, get the car and put it through its paces after it's had an engine rebuild in recent months. So this was the first opportunity I had to sort of really put it through its paces, and to be able to push on without too much risk. I remember in the first season I thought that as soon as the light went green, that was it, you had to go, but with speed events you can actually take your time. The light going green means that you can go in your own time. You haven't got to just, you know, there's no reaction times, you know, you're not going to You're not going to lose out by not going at that split second. So you can just take a deep breath and just think about what you're doing, because you want to get it right. You've only got one opportunity on that one run up the hill to get everything right. You want to get the takeoff right, you want to get the biting point and the clutch right, you want to just the right amount of wheel spin, not too much or too little, you want to bog down, and then you want to get the first corner right, and it's just going through those sequence of events and not fluffing it, because you know as soon as you get something wrong, then that's it. That's that run done for, and then it's looking forward to the next one to try and get through that without making that same mistake a second time. I know it's a valuable car, and I know I'm very lucky to own it, and all of that, but even if they were worth 500 quid, I would still want to own one. I'd still feel the same way about driving it. And I know it's easy for me to say because it is worth X amount of whatever, but it isn't about the money, you know. And when you're sat on the line waiting for the light to go green, the last thing you're thinking about is how much your car's worth. And also a big part of it for me, using it day to day, is I enjoy seeing the reaction. I enjoy it when kids are with their dads or their mum, and they see they're excited because they see what they think is a racing car, and they get to hear it and they get to experience it and see it for themselves, you know. And so few people get that opportunity now because they're all squirreled away as investments, and that's a real shame. You know, I have a thing for E30 M3s because I was able to see one and hear it and experience it. And as corny as it sounds, you know, I like to think that I can, in some small way, pass that on, because other kids will get to see mine, and maybe, you know, down the line they'll be the ones that are saving all their hard-earned cash to have an E30 M3 of their own.